this off. What's going on, YouTube? It's your host, Rob, and Steve from the Real Sharks Podcast, coming to you live from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And we got some reviews today. And we're going to be doing a review of the show, the Netflix hit show known as You. Have you, for those of you who have not seen You yet, it is actually a pretty interesting film. Well, it's not even a film, it's a show. Actually based on a book as well. Um,
Right.
it's produced by Ryan Lindblom, adapted from the novel You as well. First released in September 9th, 2018. It stars Penn Bagley as Joe, and he's basically all you need to know for the first season here. So for those of you, my listeners, who don't know what You is about, if you're a big fan of Dexter, this is probably the show for you, but it's a little bit different. We did a review last time on the first two seasons of this show, so we're going to go ahead and go and do season three. Now, recently I watched season three, and I gotta tell you, I was a little well. First of all, you told me, Steve, you couldn't even make it through the
Y-
third season here.
Yeah, you know what? I watched this show kind of like when I had nothing to do, like a while back. I watched the first season and then I was like, okay, that was weird. And then the second season, I was like, this is I can't do it, right? And I forced myself to do it, and I saw that there was
Is it
season three.
is it because of the character? Is it because the character
Dude,
Joe is? Because Joe is one of the most weirdest like, first of all, as a character, it's like when they write him, they basically go, okay, everything that you're supposed to do right, we'll do exactly the opposite now.
the exact yeah, and
It
like
drives
you
me
know what,
crazy.
good dude, good job on the Dexter comparison because not only just because they're two like psychopaths, right? But they're like narrating right within his mind, like
Mm-hmm.
he's like interacting with people in the world, but like you hear his inner thoughts. So he does the same thing, here in this show, obviously. But in season three, I'm guessing he has a spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it. We do spoilers on the show. He has a child, right? That's the whole
Yep.
big thing. He's
Yep,
a
that was
father.
came out of season two, and in this season three here, he's trying to settle down with Love, who is pretty much the female equivalent to him, which is
Yeah.
something that kind of drives me crazy about this show, especially because I thought after season two, I was like, I don't think I'll. I even said I don't think I'm gonna like the show after season two because when he betrays this girl, who he's married
Mm-hmm.
to, it's gonna come off as real stupid because it's the exact perfect situation for him. A girl that totally is okay with the way he is and what he does, and his uh, his tendencies. And I was like, and that's exactly kind of what happened with this new season. It was basically about how Love lost control of everything, and she started committing murders. So Joe actually ends up cleaning up. However, though, Joe was already starting to stalk somebody else. He was beginning to stalk
Right.
the neighbor, and and yet, like you were saying, it's hard to watch because especially if you've gone on from season one, two, and now you're on season three, it's kind of hard to watch because Joe essentially, he's like, he even has moments of where he goes, I've had clarity, I've never had that before. Then he'll go right back to doing the same exact thing he did in the last couple of
Right.
episodes ago.
Yeah, like at the end of like one episode will be him saying that, and then like by the end of the episode, he's learned nothing and he's doing the same thing. So it's like, then why even have this quote unquote revelation? And the people in the world you have to subscribe to obviously the people in his world and who he is, and no one, everybody's oblivious, just like Dexter, right? We're making those comparisons, people. It's low hanging fruits right there. Um, and I kind of feel like this show is going in that weird Dexter vibe. Remember, he was like, I can't have
Well, he
emotions.
kills
And
himself off. He kills himself
yeah,
off. Spoilers. In this new season three, he kills his wife, gives his kid. See, this is why I didn't like it. I'm just gonna go off on it too. He kills his wife, basically, and then gives his kid to um a gay married couple, and then he fakes his own death, writes the suicide note that Love put him in a cake, and basically he's off in France now, looking for the chick who he was involved with. The second chick he was involved with, who happened to be his coworker at his
right.
library job, which she. she was an addict, and it's a good show because it plays on the psychology of people, and I think that's why I actually can't turn away from it when I watched it. Like even though I hate it and it pisses me, like every episode, I'm like, I'm done with this show. It's stupid, and then I'll
But
end up
then you watch the next one.
I'll watch the next one. And that's just because I'm like, God, this guy is such an idiot. Like, especially in the first season, when he gets so angry about when she's sleeping with other guys, and it's just like, dude, that's the that's how you deform your relationship here. You're supposed to learn those things about a person on your own, not just discover it and be pissed off about it. That's the
Right.
exactly what happens to a psychopath. It's basically like, seeing your present, then putting it in a box and wrapping it back up and being like, oh, well, why the fuck did I get this for Christmas? It's like because you manipulated it like that.
Yeah, and it's weird. Does it kind of, what does the show want from the viewer, like from me and you? Do they want us to root for Joe, even though we know he's the bad guy, he's doing bad things, he's premeditating things, but he's also like blumbering. He's like a blumbering psychopath,
He's
right?
definitely not as clever as Dexter.
Yeah,
He's
dude.
not as savvy as Dexter because Joe makes a
Even like
lot of mistakes.
final season Dexter, but that's
Yeah,
just him through the whole show. And it's like there's so many clear things he could do as a psychopathic stalker to his victims, like Rob is articulating here. But he chooses these weird like subplots, just like Rob is saying, like here's a clear path what we're going to do and the audience is expecting, but we're gonna not do that. We're gonna go in
right.
another direction. You're just like, what? Why would he
He's
do that?
he's not gonna go up. But it's just it's that kind of show, and especially in the third season though, I think it was very flawed because I think you just had him written into a corner in which, again, we talk about this with shows. I hate when shows do this where they basically go, uh-oh, that didn't really count. Everybody died. Now we're back over. Reset.
Yeah, I know. Well, they did that with the season two, and now they're gonna. I don't know if they did it for season three. I didn't see it, but now it
Well,
just
yeah,
seems
no,
like they're doing
season
that.
three, Love, like I said, Love dies, and then Joe fakes his own death, gives away his kids. So now he's completely by himself again. And it drives you crazy because the whole
Uh,
time he's talking about trying to be a father, trying to be a good dad. And what does he do? Gives up his kid. And that's like the kind of writing the show has, which, in a way, I noticed the formula. And it's infuriating, trust me, because you can only do it so long before you catch on. It's just
yeah, that's
like
not
it's like have
good.
character A, he needs to do, point C, so we'll have him go through Z first. That's
It's funny you mention that, Rob, because this show is one of the top streaming shows on Netflix. Number
easily.
two is the one of the most trending topics to watch, and it's got great ratings thus far: 7.7 out of
You know,
10
I
IMDb and
I thought the
92%.
last season was actually quite horrible, to be honest with you. For the parts I did like it, I do like it. I don't see. It's so hard. It's one of those shows. It's like I do like it, but I don't like it. It's like I
Yeah,
don't like Joe as a character, and I think the show is definitely rushed for Netflix. Like Netflix kind of pumps it out there just so you can watch it, and I just I just thought like the third season just made Joe kind of stupid.
he was already heading there, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's like really stupid in this one. Like Dexter, you know, season five, season four, stupid, killing people in bathrooms and nothing ever happening of it. It's like, oh, how'd that guy didn't die in the bathroom? I don't know. He did it, cold-blooded murder, blood everywhere, all over his shirt, fingerprints, but no one's ever gonna find Dexter.
Right?
Not
Yeah.
doesn't make
So that's
sense.
happening, Joe. I don't know. I feel like this is a good alternative show to kind of
It
watch
is.
it.
I
It's still
definitely
pretty good.
I would give it a higher rating than Dexter so far, just because the ending was actually a little better. So yeah, it gets a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7 out of 7 on IMDb. 87% of people like this. Yeah, I guess I'll give it my
Got an audience.
blessing. I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, same, same. I would say it's something to watch if you're wondering what to watch on Netflix. This is something you can binge with your girlfriend and kind of just like go over like what is wrong with this dude, and you know what I mean. Like you're trying to teach Joe how to become a weird psychopathic killer guy correctly.
It's it's a show that definitely teaches. It should teach young males what not to do in a relationship. Don't spy on people. because you're just it doesn't work out.
Because you'll end up killing their friend and your wife later on, and
And
all
the
this
very
other
girl you're
stuff.
in love
Right?